The DCEU, what the fuck? The DCU, sorry, has finally started with the first two episodes of Creature Commandos. Now, I am not going to do this for every episode that comes out weekly unless there's a really crazy episode or there's an episode that I think is like really, really good. And maybe I'll talk about it that week, but I do think I'm going to wait for the show to finish all 7 episodes, and then I'm going to review the show as a whole. So, by the way, these words that I'm going to say, they're only about the first 2 episodes. They're not about the entire series. So don't think I am dissing the entire show because I haven't seen the entire show. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Well, not dissing. That may seem negative, but my review isn't really particularly negative about Creature Commandos. But let's begin. And Creature Commandos has been a project that I just have not cared for. When they announced it on their DC slate, I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. And, I never really thought about it. But when they said it was going to start the DCU, I was like, well, that's an interesting choice. Was I against it? Not really. It is a weird way to start your live-action cinematic universe with an animated show. But, again, not that crazy. So I was like, all right, whatever, right? Because he wants to tie everything into his universe. And he did say that he was going for more the Star Wars format. Star Wars does a lot of animated shows that tie into the live action. So, again, nothing crazy. And so I saw the trailers and I thought it was fine. I wouldn't say I was out of my mind excited for this, but I was like, it's fine. It's what you expect from James Gunn. And when I saw these 2 episodes, that was just kind of my general feeling that this is James Gunn generic. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I'm a big fan of James Gunn's work. I like the Guardians trilogy. I even like the little holiday special he did. And, of course, since we're talking DC, and since this does connect to his 2 big DC things, I like the Suicide Squad was my favorite movie from the previous universe. And Peacemaker was like my second favorite thing from that universe as well. So I really enjoy James Gunn's work. But he's been doing this for a while now. Team of Misfits, the needle drops. So if you're looking for something new from James Gunn's work, I don't think you're really gonna get it with Creature Commandos, at least from these first 2 episodes so far. But if you're a fan of James Gunn stuff like me, then yeah, you like James Gunn generic. However, I can't particularly praise the show because I think that other things that he's made has done it better. Maybe my mind will change. Maybe my mind will change once I see the full show. Obviously, it's always the case. But, the first episode was very much like the Suicide Squad, where the team has to go to this foreign country to help with the political problems of that country because America can't fully get involved. So they throw in the Creature Commandos, and there is references to lore for the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. And it's building off of that, which, is, I guess, a natural continuation of what you would expect. Like, of course, Amanda Waller would only get a slap on the wrist. She wouldn't particularly get into that much deep trouble. And with the Creature Commandos, the lineup is Dr. Phosphorus, who's a skeleton, radioactive type of man, the Bride, who is the Bride of Frankenstein, Nina Mazursky, who is this fish woman, and of course you have Rick Flag Sr. and Weasel and G.I. Robot. So that's kind of your team. There is Frankenstein, but he's not a part of the team yet, which, after seeing episode 2, that would be very awkward for the Bride and Frankenstein to be on the same team. But I'm not going to get into spoilers here. Episode 1 was pretty much like, all right, this is the Creature Commandos, this is their mission, and apparently the princess really likes old men and wants to just fuck Rick Flag Sr., which just seems to have been the entire personality of the princess described in the first two episodes, that she just wants to get laid by an old man. And I mean, I'm not lying. That is definitely her character, at least so far. I do think it will change later, maybe, but I mean that's just what's kind of been happening. And the second episode was more exploring the bride's backstory, which I really enjoy the bride. I think she is one of the more interesting characters of this show, because already off the bat, these first two episodes, with all the characters she's interacted with, she always has a great dynamic and rapport with them, and it also is a different dynamic all the time with her and Nina Mazursky, her and Rick Flag Sr., then her and Dr. Phosphorus. So I actually do really enjoy that. And obviously, I do think we're going to see a lot more of that from other teammates. Like, we already saw G.I. Robot and Nina Mazursky kind of have a great friendship. So that's great. The action is really good at this, and the animation is very Black Dynamite inspired. I don't know if anybody remembers the Black Dynamite animated series from Adult Swim, but it definitely reminds me of that, just with that DC flourish, I guess. With the main villain, Cersei, I can't really give an opinion on her. We've only seen her really, we've seen her in both episodes ish. Like, she was more in news reporting in the first episode, and the second episode, she is more of a prominent character to an extent, attacking the bride and Nina Mazursky at a location that's very important to the bride, where she basically was born. So, there's that. And, I think Cersei's okay, right? But, we haven't seen much of her, so it's kind of hard to critique her. I'm not going to critique her. I just say, so far, she seems like a pretty interesting villain. The Sons of Themyscira is obviously making fun of something, and if you feel offended by what it's making fun of, then I don't know. Maybe you just relate to them a little too much. Overall, Creature Commandos, it's fine. It's James Gunn's generic. If you like James Gunn stuff, you'll probably like these first two episodes. I walked out of it saying, I liked it, but, when I say I was blown away or stupidly excited to see the next episode, not really. But I do believe the show can persuade me, because James Gunn always cooks, so I trust him with this series. You don't want anything to be bad when you watch it, except the Sony shit, because it's fucking awful, so you already know it's gonna be bad. But anyways, what do you guys think about Creature Commandos? I should say like and subscribe. Maybe that'll make my subscriber base go up. Yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.